can turn back now or learn the stuff they don't want you to know. Here are the facts. Each year, an estimated 3.4 million people die from water or sanitation-related causes. Some groups, including the UN, believe access to clean water is a human right. Other groups believe water is an economic good, one which can be sold on the market like anything else. Today, most water systems are state-run. This arrangement leaves much to be desired, and more than 1 billion people still lack access to clean water. To some, the solution is privatization, giving control of a region's water to a private organization. Defenders of this practice believe it has numerous advantages, including less corruption and private sector experience. However, opponents of privatization believe the companies involved have a very different goal in mind. What if corporations plan to control the world by controlling its water? Here's where it gets crazy. As conspiracies go, the idea of a global water cabal is frightening stuff, primarily because there's so much uncertainty around the future of Earth's water supply. Yet the debate quickly descends into murky territory. First, there's evidence that state-run water systems can be extremely corrupt, especially in poor countries. Second, there's widespread distrust of privatization. In many cases, developing countries do not have a choice in the matter. The World Bank and International Monetary Fund have often only assisted debtor nations if they agree to privatize public utilities, including water. These demands are attached as conditions to crucial loans. For example, in Cochabamba, Bolivia, the World Bank forced the government to privatize its water supply, handing control of the system to 2 private companies. The price of water skyrocketed, and the impoverished population could not afford the rate hike. In 2000, the people of Cochabamba took to the streets. Their protest eventually led to repeal of the privatization law, and this was only the first of several water-related conflicts in Bolivia. Yet more than a decade later, many residents still do not have adequate access to drinking water. And supporters of privatization note that it has net beneficial effects, particularly in the reduction of child mortality. Critics note that private entities like Suez, Viola, Thames, Sur, and other groups focus on profits rather than on public good, and experts on both sides of the debate agree that privatization, when done incorrectly, can be disastrous. It's no secret that water, if treated as a product, could be incredibly profitable. After all, no human being can live without it, and current laws allow water companies to buy large tracts of land only to siphon the water and sell it somewhere else. As environmentalist Vandana Shiva points out, the world's poor, those who need the most help accessing clean water, are simply not a profitable enough market for private concerns. Shiva also argues that private corporations are buying up the world's water at an accelerated rate, and that this process will disenfranchise the world's poor. This paints a chilling portrait. Imagine a world in which the poorest communities can die of dehydration, not because there isn't any water around, but because they cannot afford it. Today, the debate over privatization continues at a strident pace. Public-private water partnerships do have success stories, and advocates of the free market believe these partnerships have the best chance of bringing water security to the poor. Opponents of privatization, however, believe that multinational corporations are pursuing profits over people, and that when it comes to the world's water supply, that's something the private water companies don't want you to know.